Hello everyone, it's Farket here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an animal magnet. This will attract rabbits, squirrels, lizards, and raccoons. Pretty much anything that is attracted to the animal trap will work with this. You want to pick an area where there is rabbits and lizards. These are the main ones you want to get. Squirrels aren't worth the time. Whether you think this is abuse of the game or cheating or whatever, I honestly think it's up to the individual. A lot of people struggle with this game. These sort of tips are just to make it easier. Now where I'm building it, it's what I call a fertile lands, because it has the best amount of animal life, berries, aloe vera, all the herbs, etc. I'll put a link to the video that I did on this area. Find an open space and clear the bushes around you. Make sure it's not too close to the cliff. Keep it in an area where there is a lot of animals. I'm going to build the animal trap part first. It's 31 sticks. You can build the benches first if you like. It doesn't really matter. Once the animal trap's done, I'm going to build the benches. Build a square, like a box shape. Try and keep it as straight as possible and make sure whatever you do, don't have any gaps. If there are any gaps, this won't work. Try and keep it as far away from the animal trap as possible. If it's too close, it will trigger. In this one, I actually made it too close. You'll find out later on, but this still worked quite effectively. And that's all you got to do. Then you step away. Now, for those who don't know how the animal trap actually works, you don't actually chase animals into it. They'll be attracted to it. See the ones walking up? Eventually, over time, they will come. So what you can do is build it pretty far away from your base, not close enough to disturb them, and eventually they'll start piling up. As you can see, the animals are just walking into the bench. They'll keep doing this forever, until you scare them away, of course. Now, I'm sure most of you know how close you can get to an animal in the game before you scare it off. It's about 4 to 5 meters away. I don't know what that is in feet. You could build a few of these if you want. Just space them apart so it affects different spawn areas of the animals. The reason this works is that animals can't actually go through benches. Now this technique is what I used to use for killing rabbits when I took them out of the rabbit cage, because in the previous patches you couldn't kill a rabbit and keep the skin, but now you can. I used to build this little square and then I'll pick the rabbits out of the rabbit cage and drop them inside the square, and then I'd get my spear out and stab them. Now it was at this point that a squirrel managed to glitch through and trigger the trap and get caught. And as you can see, once it gets caught, the other animals lose interest and move away. So this is the other design. So basically it is the same thing, just twice the size. So instead of 4 benches, I'll be using 8. You could probably come up with another design, maybe like a pentagon or an octagon. It will all work, as long as you seal it off and have room to place the animal trap in the middle. And for some peace of mind, benches and animal traps can't actually be killed by cannibals or mutants, which is good to know. I did find it a bit of a pain at one stage when I was trying to skin the animals after I did this. I kept pressing E on the bench and sitting down. I do know that animal traps can catch deer. It holds them still, but when you go near them, they run away. I really need to test the animal trap on these animals. Now the type of animals that will attract is random. Whatever spawns and whatever's in the area will come. You can tell an animal's heading for the trap when it's just walking directly towards it. You can see it doesn't just walk normally like in a circle or anything, it's heading straight for the trap. I'm curious what the player actually puts in the trap that lures animals to this. What you could do to make this very effective is to build it, kill all the animals, and then you could save and exit. And that way they all respawn. Or you just move out of the area and they should respawn. Or you could just stick around. They'll respawn eventually. It doesn't take them very long. This area I'm in is very good for rabbits and lizards. There is heaps of them. As you see here, there's like 5 squirrels coming up at once. There's 6. It's like 8 here. It's insane. Just make sure before you do this, you have a lot of meat racks and a skin rack, because you will probably pile up a lot of meat and skin. Or just start making things. There's plenty of things to make with the rabbit skin and lizard skin. Now, if you're looking at catching animals normally, you can still do this with the animal trap. I recommend that you put your grass density down to low. This is what I have mine on. It makes it much easier to see animals when there's no grass in the way. Anyway, after watching it for a bit, I decided to head down and get me some animals. So I dropped down and decided to go nuts. This is probably a good way to practice with your bow too, because you can't get too close because you don't want to scare them off. If I was you, I'd probably just shoot everything. The reason being is at a distance, you might not be able to tell the difference between a squirrel and a rabbit, so it pays just to kill them all. You only get small generic meat from a squirrel and a squirrel head, so it's not really worth it. Now, if you don't have a bow and arrow, you could try throwing a spear. Bows and spears don't actually damage structures in this game. I don't recommend you throw a Molotov because it burns the skin off the rabbits, I believe, and I think it cooks them. I don't know, I have to confirm that one. I plan on doing a video on animal traps, like catching rabbits and that. I've got all the footage there, I've just got to compile it. Now, I am doing this on normal. Animals spawn a lot more on normal. I believe there is about a 66% animal reduction in hard mode. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.